All it takes is one ingredient to take cornbread from ordinary to incredible. Today's chef says it might surprise you just what it is.
Well, Julie Busha is the creator of Slawsa, and today she is sharing a recipe for jalapeno cornbread. How are you doing today? Cornbread, I like cornbread.
And you know what? I didn't used to like cornbread until I went to a restaurant in Minneapolis and they served this jalapeno cornbread that was so moist and so delicious. And I'm like, I got to figure out how to make that recipe. So this is my take on it. And this is a great side dish for your chili in the cold winter time or on the side of your barbecue in the summertime.
Yes.
So, Eugene, I'm going to have you get started. And we're baking here. So 3/4 cup of flour, 3/4 cup of cornmeal, 3/4 cup of sugar, and about a tablespoon and a half of baking powder. So you just sit there and mix that up, and I'm going to get the wet ingredients going. If you do not have a cast iron skillet, this like 8-inch is like $5 at Walmart. So everyone should have one because it really does help bake everything evenly. So our wet ingredients are going to be 4 eggs, and a lot of cornbread recipes might only have like 2 eggs in it. So that's one of the key ingredients, but probably the biggest one is putting cream corn in. So this is about a half a can of cream corn. A lot of cornbread recipes online will have milk as your wet ingredient, but I really do think that the cream corn is what makes the difference.
Okay, so it's not so dry.
So it's not so dry. We're putting in a stick of butter, and which is wonderful.
The way she said it, a stick of butter.
And you can get these little diced green chilies. It's about a half a can, and you want to drain them in advance. So that's about a half can because I made 2 of these today, so it worked out perfect for me. A little bit of Monterey Jack cheese, and we're just going to get that. Yeah, a little, not much, just a little bit, and we're going to get that mixed up. And so that is going to be our wet ingredients, and get it mixed up real good. Now you do want to make sure that your pan is seasoned very well, or at least throw some Crisco in it. If you haven't used it a lot, just make sure you get it really good. Let's go ahead and put the dry ingredients in.
Add the dry to the wet.
Yeah, add the dry to the wet. And I really, really do love making flavored butters. In the summer for my corn on the cob, I will just take butter and I will incorporate a little bit of lime juice, a little bit of cilantro, a little bit of salt, and that's what I'll use to butter my corn on the cob.
Oh,
and
really?
I'm just a big fan of flavored butter. So we are going to be making a maple butter. So this is mixed up enough. I mean, close enough. Close enough for television. And we're just going to go ahead and pour it in here. Now you could take a little bit of, you could take a little tiny bit of brown sugar and top it. And you want to have your oven baked at 400 degrees, and you're going to put it in for about 35 minutes.
Okay.
So we're going to do that.
Just going to put it in the oven. While we awkwardly stand here and look at the camera. You know, after 25 years of television, I still don't know what to do. When the chef goes to the oven, I stand here and I go, I don't know what to do.
So we are going to go ahead and take off our attachment. And you need to make sure that when you're doing the butter, 2 things. First of all, the butter has to be very softened. So that's been sitting out for like over an hour. And we're going to add in about 1 stick of soft butter. 1 stick of soft butter. If it is unsalted butter, you can add a little bit of kosher salt to it, and then you put in about a 1/4 cup of maple syrup, and then you just go ahead and get that going, and you're going to whip it really, really well, and it's going to incorporate it. So luckily, I already made some in advance. And so we're going to take...
Look how pretty this looks, too, in the cast iron skillet. I like that.
And so we're going to take out some of our cornbread. And there's some of your maple butter. So go ahead, Eugene, and give that a try.
And put some maple butter on the jalapeno cornbread. If you want to make this, we've put this recipe on our website, WCNC.com/Charlotte today.
Oh my goodness! It's the corn, the cream corn.
The cream corn.
That's delicious. Oh my goodness!
What was that again?
Oh my goodness!
Go to Slawsa.com. Julie is the creator of Slawsa. Slawsa.com. You describe it as
a cabbage-based relish with heat undertones. The best thing you'll ever have.
It's delicious.
So do give it a try.
Lots of uses for it too, and she'll let you know what they are on the website. Julie Busha, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, up next this morning.